Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving into a film called The Game. In part 1 we meet Nicholas, remembering his father jumping off. He is invited to a mystery game called CRS by his brother. The game makes him bump into a girl, Christine, and together they go on an unexpected adventure. But then he finds a hotel room where he supposedly stayed, but don't remember, full of pictures of the mysterious girl. Someone was also following him. He scared him away, took his gun and comes back home. Once inside he hears a weird noise, footsteps. He takes the gun out. The lights seems not to work. He arrives in the living room, then blue lights go on with graffitis all over his house. Music is playing loud. He sees a note saying, "Like my father before me, I choose eternal sleep." He runs to the maid house in the backyard. He tells her there is a break-in. Stay inside. His brother Conrad appears in panic. Conrad makes him drive away. He is losing his mind because CRS is getting his life messed up as well. He regrets putting his brother into this. They then get a flat tire and the car stops. Nicholas' phone then doesn't work. Conrad finds a bunch of CRS keys in the car. Conrad starts running away. They argue. Conrad says that Nicholas resents him, that he is a manipulative brother. He says no one ever asked you to play dad. Conrad runs away. Many phones on the street are then ringing. He picks up one. He hears a replay of the conversation they just had. Nicholas then grabs a taxi. On the way, he realizes the taxi is CRS and screams to stop the car. The driver locks him in and keep driving. Nicholas is scared. The driver then jumps of the car, while the car goes into the river. Nicholas is fighting to get out. When he pulls the object found in the suitcase earlier, and the door opens, he swims out and gets to the surface. The next day, Nicholas is meeting the police at CRS building. He leads them to the 14th floor where their offices are, but when he arrives it's empty. He detective then tells Nicholas that floor wasn't rented for a long time. For everything that happened to him, he wants them to investigate. That same night, during the dinner, he asks the maid, how was his father? She tells him, no one expected him jumping. He receives a call from his assistant who found what address the taxi dropped Christine few days ago. He goes there and meets her. He shows them the pictures he found in the hotel, asking if it's her. She denies. She steps out to put some clothes on. He realizes the water doesn't work. The fridge, the compartments are empty and the books are fake. Realizing the picture on the frame is from a magazine, he asks her to show it to him. She whispers. They are watching. The camera is in the smoke detector. He gets mad at them and breaks the smoke detector. At this moment, CRS agents come out of a car nearby, approaching with guns. They start shooting through the window. Both escape outside. Michael wonders, what the hell is this? Agents see them outside and run after them. They get in a car and drive off. The van then follows them but gets stuck when they use a small alley. Michael asks who are they? She says Conrad was in on it. Maybe he thought it was his only way out. She reveals all the tests they make him take. It was to get all his details, figure out his password. They got into his accounts. He calls his bank and asks to check on the account. When asks about the balance, he is shocked. They took everything from him. Later, they arrive at one of Nicholas' old house. Christine tells him her name is not Christine. He is pissed. He wants to know how many of these scams has she done. He tells her what they took is $600 million. He then gets a call from his lawyer who says his finances are intact. Nothing has been transferred. The lawyer wonders if Nicholas is okay. Christine tells him that the lawyer is also in on it. When the lawyer asks for his location, he hangs up. Nicholas is in disbelief. Nicholas starts hallucinating. He realizes she puts something in his drink. He collapses. She says she heard his password and all the last infos they needed. Later he wakes up in a box. He gets out and finds himself in a cemetery. He walks around, all messed up. He realizes he is not in America. He goes to see consulate, who finds it strange he has no identification, nothing. The man says you have been mugged and they didn't take your watch. That's weird. Nicholas realizes it's his father's watch. He then buys food and get into a bus. We then see him in the middle of the night, asking cars to take him. He gets inside a restaurant. and asks someone for a ride to San Francisco, with his last $18. Someone takes the offer and drives him to the city. Arriving at his house, he sees public auction on his gate. He climbs it, breaks into his house. He takes a cold shower. The morning he picks up some dollar bills he had hidden. He is happy to find them. He arrives then at a hotel asking for his brother. The concierge says there was an incident a few days ago. A nervous breakdown. The police took him, and left this address if anyone came. It's a hospital. He then goes to see Elizabeth, his ex-wife, who asks to borrow her car. He says she is the only person he can trust. A waitress brings waters. He gets mad because it is open. He is scaring Elizabeth. He tells her he had time to think and understands why she left him. He apologizes to her. Nicholas then sees commercial on TV, with the man who registered him with CRS. He stands up. Get mad. He realizes that man was an actor. He goes then to a Chinese restaurant. He remembers that man ordered when interviewing him. He finds his picture on the wall. Calls his agent saying he has a big role for him. He then is informed he is at the zoo with the family, that confronts him. He shows him his gun. He wants to talk to the ones who hired him. He says they own the whole building, just switching floors to floors. He points a gun at him, and tells him to take him to their offices because he works for them. Agents are watching the car very suspicious. Nicholas takes the guard hostage as well. Someone is watching them on camera. He arrives, sees people eating, and even the private investigator who drops his food. He then sees Christine and different people he met in the last couple of days. Guards arrive and he takes Christine hostage. They start shooting, killing the actor guy in the process. He brings Christine to the roof. She tells him, it's fake. It's part of his game. He doesn't want to hear any of that. We passed that point. She says it's all special effects. She begs him to stop. It's all a game. Conrad is there. It's his birthday party. He doesn't believe it. The door opens. He shoots, but unfortunately she was right. It's his brother, who collapses. He is dead. Nicholas cries. Nicholas is empty inside and goes to edge of the building. He jumps. As falling, he remembers his father, and falls into a huge gala to a huge airbag. Everyone there is shocked. It's the people he knows. The lawyer, his maid, etc. Conrad arrives and wishes him happy birthday. He welcomes him to his birthday party. They hug and he cries of happiness, seeing his brother alive. The party then starts. He apologizes to all the people he offended. He then sees Christine leaving. She tells him her name is Claire. When she is back from her trip, he wants to take her to dinner. She invites him for a coffee at the airport. The movie ends. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and check our other movies summaries.